Howdy folks, this is Manic Mark, your real fake outsider artist, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Villa, found somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. That's right, today I'm coming to you with more holiday cheer. Happy holidays and an investigation. What am I investigating today? The process of what I don't know, and this fabulous LP, that's right, I found at Goodwill that one of the dealers hadn't snapped up yet. It's Gunter Kallmann, C-A-L-L-M-A-N-N, Chorus in Hollywood. And you can see what attracted me to this was the wonderful supermodel, the 1968 supermodel, in this spectacular silver dress. Sort of mild cheesecake color. Well, this is very interesting. The music in this, I'm going to play one of the tunes. I'm going to put the title of it right here. Because as usual, I recorded the thing and didn't pay any attention to the track, so now I'm making the video and I have no idea what the name is. Did I say this was a magical musical moment? There, I just said it. Okay, so, chorus. You know how choral or chorus type music strips the skin off my flesh with a butter knife, but in this case it reminds me of growing up. My dad, and this is another video I'm going to make, but my dad was an on-air personality at a very small town AM radio station, and this reminds me, WMVO in Mount Vernon, Ohio, and this reminds me of music that I used to hear when I was a kid, which is probably the reason why I turned out the way I did. It's very sad. So, like I said, recorded in 1968, and this is a German. Gunter, of course, is German, but he's apparently, if he's born in 1924, may still actually be alive, living in Berlin. Made a number of LPs, and I usually shy away from that. There's a number of records, because usually you think music's pretty good. Well, it's very cheesy music, and there's this one track I'm going to play. Here's the name again. Just as the unique standout on this LP. But I've done some paintings, okay? So when I took my ideas not from the music, more or less, for the paintings, but from the cover. And here you have this model. The best hair in the world, from 1968. It's wonderful hair, great looking woman, okay? But the first thing I noticed is kind of weird is she has this giant silver foot, this giant foot with a silver shoe on it. And I'm like, I think that's just probably an artifact from the camera lens. It was probably shot with like a slightly wide angle lens. So she has this giant foot. Well, that intrigued me. So I've got this painting called Big Silver Shoe. That's it, the Big Silver Shoe, the 7x7 painting series. And then what intrigued me was, well, I didn't do here. Let's just do this. Here's another painting based on the woman's face, like a kind of an abstract sort of portrait of her. Did that, and there's the big giant silver shoes in that one too, and I wrote the name of the LP on it, and the guy's name, Gunter. But I'm looking at this and see that dress? Well, the dress is silver too. It's pretty spectacular, but it's made out of like plastic tablecloths or something, like drapery. They had to work really hard to get it to like actually look like it was draped on her in any sensible or natural way, because it's very chunky, cumbersome fabric. You know, bad dress. It looks like they hemmed it with like safety pins or glue or something. I don't know. So then the other thing that's interesting about the photograph is it was obviously rushed, and you know, they had to take it in a studio and there's this orange backdrop they put behind it. Well, the backdrop's all dirty, for one thing, so they weren't careful when they moved these studio lights in, not to get the backdrop dirty, which they got dirty. Now, you know, as an artist and a, you know, designer, I probably should cut that out. That was like too highfalutin, that word, design. Is that where her hand is in front of this light, and where this cigarette, well, see, this is the other interesting thing, the cigarette, on the cigarette, what do they call that, stem, cigarette smoking stem thing, is that just makes her look more like Hollywood, like, I don't know, in '68, I guess it would, I have no idea. And there's no smoke, it's not lit, but it has a huge ash on it, which I find amusing. Well, anyway, the cigarette in the hand is right in front of this light stand. So it's creating this really horrible tangent problem. That's what I call it anyway, a bad tangent. So that's what this painting, I named this painting, which is the hand holding the cigarette stick, bad tangent. And what a bad tangent is where two elements, for me, two elements that come together and create a tangent, which is unacceptable in the context of the image that you're looking at. So I talked about dominant before. Well, you have a fight between dominant, which is this shape, which is her head, which still I think remains dominant, but your eye will go back and forth between the head and this cigarette and this light that's just all like, it's, and this shape doesn't help either. This shape directs you, brings your eye down from the type treatment here down into this area, and you end up looking at this hand with the cigarette and then going back and forth between the face, because human nature would have it, we'll look at a face before we'll look at anything else. And also the chair over here coming up alongside this other stand, it's just another bad tangent. Not as bad as this bad tangent, but a bad tangent here. So that's my review of the cover and my paintings, and I'm going to play the song now. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Appreciate it, and happy holidays.
In the heat of the night, seems like a cold sweat creeping across my brow. In the heat of the night, I'm feeling marvelous somehow. Within a light, stand from the sky, arming and bright in the heat of the night. There's a woman yet indoors, knows how to make the morning come. So hard to keep control. Just a little light in the heat of the night, in the heat of the night, when I got trouble to walk, I repeat in the night, must be allergic to
How's the tree doing, Bert? How's my tree doing? It's working pretty good right now, don't you think?